Welcome to the 16BitBroadcast.
16 bot? Go.
Yeah!
Sixteen-bit broadcast.
This is the 16BitBroadcast.
We are the 16-bit brothers.
Welcome to the show.
Alright, let's do this.
Yeah. Well, he says let's do this. We've already done this,
We did do it.
haven't we, Adrian?
What I've done, I've bought an external mic for our new camera. And we'll probably put a shot of it. If Danny wants to do the editing.
Thanks a lot.
And I forgot to turn the mic on when we've recorded, so we've done a full broadcast and we've not recorded the sound.
It really felt good as well,
It
didn't
was a really
yeah,
good
that was
one.
a good one.
We just filmed and we were like, yes.
And then
was
as
a good
soon as
one,
I said, and as soon as Danny found out there was no sound, everyone, well, these two almost had a cry.
I did. It took a good half an hour to get
Yeah,
over it.
yeah, it has. Well, we've recorded a Nostalgia Nights and then
Yeah, we just did a nostalgia night. That took about an hour and a half.
Yeah, so
And
we've
then,
just got ourselves a little bit more calmed
So it's
down.
late. We've eaten. We've drunk a bit, and we're a bit delirious.
We're having a
but
bit more.
We're gonna go for it.
We're going to try again and we're going to try and be the same amount of passion
It's not.
into it.
It's not gonna be the same.
It's not. You can't have the same passion.
But
when you're talking
we'll try,
about the same
we'll
thing
try.
over again.
We'll try
But it
and
is
do
something that we feel passionate about.
Yeah.
I would say.
So welcome to the second episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your comments from the first episode. Chuffed to bits. We were all a little bit nervous because we thought we didn't know how it was going to go down, whether it would work or what. But the feedback and the views and everything really gave us a bit of confidence.
Remember, guys, look at the camera all the time.
Yeah. Well, no, we've been said to look at the camera, so we'll try to
and
interact.
do it.
Yeah, because it's the right comment. This channel, it's about actually interacting with you guys as well. So that's a good point, definitely. But yeah, we really appreciate the feedback, and just to say, because we didn't actually mention it in the comments in the video last time. If you want to ask any questions for the Q&A section, then put them below.
Yeah.
We did get a couple, so we will answer them later on.
We are going to make a new Facebook page rather than the old one, and have a section on there where you guys can ask us questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So look out for that.
So yeah, I mean, we'll go straight into it. Basically, there's something that we argue a lot about.
These two argue a lot about it.
Yeah, but well, it is hotly debated. It is hotly debated, but it's simple, really. We argue about the fact that I think old games are harder than current gen games. Basically, I think that current gen games are easier, and
That's not what we argue about, and I can't believe we've already gone through 20 minutes of that, and that's what you start with.
yeah, but
I don't think that new games are harder than old games. That's basically what you keep making out.
right.
Old games are harder. There's no save states. There is, but you keep saying that new games are easy.
Yeah, I think that new games are easier than older games.
Right. I'll tell you what happened. Basically, we'll go right from the beginning. It all spawns from Tomb Raider. Danny put a picture of Tomb Raider up. This is going to go off topic a little bit, but he's got it on the 360. Bear in mind, he's just bought an Xbox One for how much for it?
£5.
£5.
£300.
Oh,
What a deal!
no, I bought Tomb Raider for £5.
Yeah.
I weren't listening to you.
So he's bought the 360 Tomb Raider when he could have bought a pre-owned Xbox One version for
£5 more.
£5 more. So I thought that was
Odd.
a bit odd, really, because you've spent all that money on a new console. Why not play this game? It's a new experience. Play it on your one. So Danny, what have you got to say about that?
Oh, I'm just not really that bothered about the fact that obviously it's going to look slightly more polished, and I didn't realise at the time that the prices were that similar. But yeah, I probably still would have picked up the Tomb Raider on the 360 for a £5
That's
instead.
because he's a bit of a skinflint.
No, I like a bargain. That's what I'm all about. I love the bargains.
Do you know what? I think it is fair enough, but me personally, I wouldn't have been able to play it on the 360 when my Xbox One sat there. thinking, is it a little bit better on there? Is there something extra? Does it load a bit quicker?
Doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Anyway, that's a bit off topic, but it all comes down to Tomb Raider. I've just completed it on the Xbox One. Loved it, great game. And I did it on the hard difficulty. When I finished it, I told Danny, because I knew he was about to play it on the hard difficulty. And straight away he said, no, I'm playing it on the normal difficulty. Without asking me why I wanted him to play it on hard.
I did say
like
that to wind you up, though. I did say it to wind you up.
I don't think you did.
I did.
At the time, I don't think you did at the time.
Yeah, listen, I was going to play it on normal. I'm going to play it on normal because I do play current gen games on normal. That's what I do because although playing it on difficult, it adds extra challenge. You know, in general, it adds extra challenge.
But maybe that's why you're saying current gen games are easier. Because if you're playing them on a level where you can just walk through the game.
Yeah, but I'm not just walking through the game.
Yeah, you do. You do.
No, I don't. Playing on normal, there's still a challenge.
Normal is for like people that don't really play games. Normal. That's what normal is.
Well, I think that you'd set it too easy if that was the case. There's an easy setting, a normal
I'd
setting.
say that's more
setting.
easy. I'd say normal's for somebody who's not familiar with that type of game. But hard, it even says for experienced gamers.
Yeah.
Now you just played Shadow of Mordor, which is that type of game.
Yeah. I played it on normal.
There was no difficulty setting for Shadow of Mordor.
Was there not?
No.
I can't remember.
Because you had...
No, listen.
The reason why I said play it on hard is because I completed it quite quickly. I got a little bit stuck. I don't mean I got stuck as though I'm not going to do it. But there was 2 or 3 bits where it got a bit difficult and I had to try a little bit harder and use the skills I made throughout the game. And that was it. So it was quite easy apart from those 3 spots. So I asked him to play it on hard because I think on normal those spots wouldn't be there. So that's why I said play it on.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if you got stuck on the same bit and we could talk about it.
Well, I'm playing it on hard, aren't I?
Oh, you are now, yeah.
Because they put that much pressure on me that I thought, I can't play it on normal now. I've got to play it on hard, so I've set it to hard. I have played games on hard in the past. And in general, I think, have you farted?
No.
All of a sudden I just got an honourable whiff or something.
No.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
Maybe you have.
I haven't. But anyway, yeah, I've played games on hard before, and I just think that usually it just it prolongs the game a little bit. I don't think that it improves the story. I don't think it improves anything.
But what difficulty on any game improves the story?
Nothing. That's what.
So how is that a point?
I'm just
then?
saying, I play current gen games. I don't play them really for. There is a challenge involved. If there was no challenge, I wouldn't bother. But I play it more for the cinematic experience of playing a current gen game. You know, and I play the retro games. I think that there's so much more challenge with the retro kind of.
But that's my whole point right there. What you just said there is my whole point.
Go on.
You said there's so much more challenge with a retro game.
Yeah.
And you only play the next gen games.
Yeah.
For the cinematic experience.
Yeah. But if I put it on difficult.
No, listen. If you wanted to get that challenge, then you would do the extras. You would put. Like on Halo, you put the schools on, you do that kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's not.
So you can make it as challenging.
That's different. That's a side.
No,
that's a side argument.
You can make it as challenging as you want.
Yeah, but that's a side argument because, like I said, if you wanted to play Sonic, you can beat Sonic from the start to the finish, and you can beat it. But then you can beat it by collecting all the chaos.
But you're saying you don't want a challenge from you.
I'm saying
that's what you just said. I just want a cinematic experience.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about completing every single bit of the game.
No.
That's not.
I'm not talking about collecting feathers, collecting all the maps and stuff like that. Nothing like that. Because you can do that with time if you're really into the game and stuff like that. I'm talking about the difficulty level and side quests, and sometimes you unlock different difficulties and you can do that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can make the game as difficult as you want it to be.
Yeah, but I still think that it doesn't matter whether you play a game. In general, current gen, it doesn't matter whether you play it on normal, hard, hardest, with the save states and everything that's involved, playing the game through, right, without all the side quests and things that you can do, just playing the game,
right,
that I'll still beat it. I wouldn't gain any more experience.
So, in general,
yeah,
retro games,
yeah,
if you carried on playing it,
yeah,
over a long period of time, would you generally
There's
complete
games
that
that
game?
I've tried to beat that I've
In
never
general,
been able to
Danny?
beat. No, because you don't have, because there's games where you got 3 lives, 3 continues, and if you don't beat the game, you start at the beginning.
In general, if you really sat down and kept playing it, as long as you play on a next gen game,
If you played anything in the world long enough, I would imagine that you would come to a point where you would beat the game.
But the argument's the same though. It's longevity. It takes a long time.
I'm saying with the save states, if I die on Call of Duty on its hardest setting and I get put down there, when I get respawned, I'm spawned right at the same point.
Yeah.
But I kill and I die, and I can die 1,000 times.
There is games
that's Call of Duty.
Yeah, and listen, there are exceptions to the rule, like we mentioned on the previous video that Eddie didn't turn the microphone on. There's games that we haven't played, like Dark Souls and Demon Souls. I hear a lot that those games are incredibly difficult. XCOM, yeah.
Really difficult.
I'm not saying that everything applies to this rule, I'm just saying in general, I think that the old school games are harder than current gen games. And I know that I don't play them on difficult, but I'm saying if I set it to difficult, I don't think that it would really, I don't think it really ups it much. It just takes a little bit longer because there's more
what you were
enemies
saying
or
the
whatever.
other day, it just adds more
It just adds more enemies, and like Johnny said on the argument as well, adds more hit points.
And also,
and you need to hit, more bullets to kill or whatever.
Also, some games, the enemies have a better AI. They
They'll
learn
improve
from
the
what
AI.
you're doing, and they also learn how to hide.
Yeah. But
They
you
work
still
together as well.
But you still start at the same point, and you can still keep churning away. But with
just like a retro game.
No, because with a retro game, if you die, you start right at the beginning of the game, and you've got to play through it again.
But that's the same point.
Yeah.
So you start there, and then you learn it, you go back, you learn it. So it's exactly
Ninja Gaiden on the NES. I've tried to beat that game hundreds of times, and I can't beat that game. I can't beat it because I get to the same point every single time. It's unlimited continues, but when you get to the very end, you've got to play through a certain area, and if you don't get through that bit, it starts you right at the beginning of like the last level, and you're just like so frustrated, and you've got to go through it all again, and it's so hard that it wears you down. Older games, they wear you down, and because the reason why they design them like that is because you're paying that money for a game. They didn't have as much facility to make a game so big. They had to make them hard because they're only small. There's only like 8 levels.
I'm not arguing that
even
new
developers
games are harder than retro games. That's not what I'm doing.
my
I
argument.
know how hard retro games are. I know they are.
Played like
Shadow of the Beast. There's no way I could complete that without watching
my
the
argument.
video.
That's my argument. I mean, I'm not saying that every game now is easy.
My argument is why that you said that you've been winding me up is that you just blasé say that new games are just easy.
I say they are easier. They're more cinematic.
They're easy.
I think developers have even saying that they make them more of a relaxed kind of.
If you play Assassin's Creed on normal and just go through the story, just story to story, then you're going to complete it, and it's an absolute piece of piss.
Yeah.
If you play it and you try to complete each mission with 100% sync, then that's a different story. It gets harder, so you can add that.
I think that's a different argument because
I don't think it is. It's the same argument.
I'm talking about beating games. Like, if you want 100% a game,
you do that every time.
You're on about a challenge.
I'm not talking about 100% completing the game.
But you can do that with any game.
You can complete the mission just normally, go straight for your target, do whatever you want, or you can do what's it say here? Do this in the mission. You've got to do it without being seen. You've got to do it without doing this.
I'm not saying
100%. I'm not saying 100% complete the game. Collect all the feathers, everything like that. That's my point.
But I can still beat the game without doing all.
We're not on about beating the game.
I know you can.
Well, then we're on
that's why
a
it's
different
easy.
argument. Because, like I said before,
the argument is
you can play Mario 64 all the way through, but playing Mario 64 and collecting every single one of the secret stars.
That's different.
But it's the same thing, it's the challenge.
It's not the same.
But you can still beat the game without collecting the stars, and you can still beat Assassin's Creed without doing the missions
Exactly.
and adding everything.
But that's
single
why
bit.
we're saying.
That's why we're talking about.
So it's hard to do that.
It is harder. It puts more of a challenge on it.
Yeah.
Never denied that.
My whole point is that you're getting on these games on the normal setting, and you're going straight through them. You're not doing the side quests. You're not doing.
Well, I do some side quests if I feel like.
You're not adding the difficulty for yourself. You're just going through them as fast as you can.
That's not true.
All right, then you're going through.
I'm playing through the game, and I'm just enjoying the game for what it is.
For a cinematic experience.
If I want to do a side mission, I'll do a side mission, but I'm not going to do every single side mission if I don't think.
No, I'm not saying that.
Certain games I have done that. If I really like it, like Far Cry 3, I did everything on that game because I loved it. It was fantastic. But the game was easy, and if I'd have put it on harder, it would have been harder, but I still would have been able to do everything. Because I'd have just kept respawning at the same point until I've done it all.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm done.
We'll always have this. We'll always have this argument.
I was going to chuck into the argument. For example, a new game here, Destiny. There is challenges on there that you couldn't really do on your own. For example, the weekly nightfall strikes. You've got to do pretty much a mission that's on the game, but they've turned up the difficulty of the enemies. They've put shields on them, and basically, if you try to do one of them on your own, you're going to get killed.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to do them.
But you can do them on your own, and people do them on their own.
You're not supposed to do them on your own.
But you can do them on your own.
You're supposed to do them with 6 people.
No, 3 people.
3 people.
Yeah.
Then.
But you can set the challenge to do it on your own.
You can do it on your own.
It's really hard. Diablo 3 hardcore mode. You can spend.
It's permadeath, isn't it?
You can spend 80 hours getting to level 55, 60. You die once, and you're dead.
But what do people say about that?
Can't even get your
what do
character
people
back.
say about that? It's more like an old school game because of that mode. That mode is old school.
But it's not an old school game, is it?
No, but they've made that, and it's saying, and they're relating it to.
And you're saying that new games are easy. I'm not saying that.
I'm saying in general. You keep forgetting the fact that I'm saying in general. I know that there are some games that are harder. Like I said, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and people are saying that there's other games. I said I went on a website, well, a few websites, just checking hardest games of all time or whatever, and I went through a few lists, and Dark Souls, Demon Souls, people were also mentioning XCOM in the permadeath mode and things like that. There was another game, I can't remember what it was now. I think it might be Devil May Cry, I can't remember, or Ninja Gaiden Black. But then you've got Contra, Mega Man 1, the original Mega Man.
Have you completed that, then?
I have completed that, and it took me years to do it. You know, it's hard to get used to it all. But there's loads of at the top of every list was a retro game because of its impossibility.
Yeah.
There was a lot of homebrew games that was very difficult as well, you know, that was in the style of retro games, you know. But there are hard games in every generation, but I think in general, old school is harder.
Right. I think that's a good place to end it.
It is a good topic, definitely. And I'm not saying by any means that new games are easier, because in general, old school games are harder.
But there is some old school games that are easy.
I think you're coming across now better than you do on the WhatsApp messages, because you're trying to wind me up.
Yeah, but you're trying to wind me up.
No, I'm not.
I'm not having it that I'm trying to wind you up. You're trying to wind me up too.
I genuinely said, "Oh, Danny, play Tomb Raider."
I know, and I'm playing it on hard now.
Right, but I wasn't trying to wind you up. I was trying to give you a bit of advice.
At that point, I was trying to wind you up.
I don't believe that.
But there's points where you've tried to wind me up about things as well. You always wind me up saying that I'm playing games on easy when I never play games on easy. I play them on normal.
Normal is easy.
So anyway, what do you guys think about it?
Yeah.
Do you think that the old school is harder? You know, your NES, your Master System,
maybe leave a
16-bit,
a hard retro game and a hard current gen game.
If you want to do a video response, we would definitely encourage it. If you want to comment about it below, then please do. It's what it's all about. So it'd be great to hear your feedback, because obviously we're always on about it.
I think we argued more then than we did the first time round.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think it was a bit more heated then.
Yeah,
as well.
I think it's because I'm late and I actually want to kill you, I think.
Everyone's got their opinion, and I think if we actually get to a resolution on this, we probably would all agree.
I think the world would end if we came to a resolution on this.
Well, let's do a bit of Q&A then. Eh?
Right, go for it.
We've got a couple of questions, but we'll go with Pete Snestastic. He said great first episode, so cheers Pete, thanks a lot.
Thanks Pete.
And he said, which of the FPS franchises do you prefer? Call of Duty, Medal of Honor and Battlefield?
Speaking of first-person shooters, I mentioned in the last episode that the Battlefield Hardline beta was available to play, download. I played it today for an hour. I'm going to say it's quite tricky to kind of come up with what I think of it. It's very difficult when you first start off because it just chucks you in the deep end. You've got 3 game modes.
Is it not a tutorial or anything?
No, it chucks you straight in. So I started playing Heist. Basically, you've got to go into this bank if you're a bad guy, blow the vault up, steal a package, escape, and then go to an escape point where an helicopter picks you up. If you're the police, you have to stop the people from taking the package and getting away. All I did really was figure out how to change my class, went as a sniper and just sniped everyone around the buildings. It was quite, when you're in the building, you don't know what you're doing. There's people that have been playing on it for a day or so, so you're lost in this building. You just get killed because there's people running about with guns better than yours. So I was just going outside and just sniping people. I like the way it looks, but at the moment I'm unsure whether I'm going to get it or not. And that's my...
Worth a try if it's free though, isn't it?
Yeah, you may as well get it to see what it's like.
So anyway, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor or Battlefield?
Right, I'm going to say Call of Duty because we played it the most, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'd all say that.
As a team.
I think it's more of an arcade experience. I think it's...
Yeah, it's not...
We've played them all, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, Medal of Honor, I played the one
first
with
tier.
the guy with a beard like that
Yeah,
on the front.
Yeah, it was a fantastic campaign. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I love the sniper bit on it when you're looking across the mountain.
Yeah.
Aren't you? That was really good.
But in general, I think that we'd probably all be Call of Duty because we had a good online experience with it.
We had a team, we were unbeaten,
I nearly lost my girlfriend over that.
we were on it.
I don't think he's joking.
There's nothing worse than staying up till 2 AM playing Call of Duty and then going up and trying to have sex with your girlfriend every night. It just doesn't work.
Well, did it work? No.
No, she was asleep most of the time.
You still tried.
He also asks, do we collect action figures? If so, which ones? And if we don't, which figures would you collect if you had the urge to?
I don't collect them as such, but I do have a collection of them. In a way, I don't have boxed for like. I've got some that I see in a charity shop, stuff from my childhood. Like I've got these from Ghostbusters. I've also got a Beetlejuice. There's a toilet guy there that opens up.
A lot of wrestlers, aren't
I've got a load of wrestlers. You name it, I probably got it. Someone will name one there that I won't have.
Yeah.
But I've got a bag full
Have
of
you
them.
got an Aquaman?
I don't have an Aquaman. But is he a wrestler?
No, it's a superhero.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't know who Aquaman is?
Yeah, but I'm saying wrestlers.
Alright. Alright.
You've ruined his train of thought.
Just action figures in general.
Yeah, no, but yeah. Also, I do have a boggling collection, but not action figures, but they're like a toy collection. There you go.
I've just started collecting amiibos, as you can see here. I've never gone for box collections or anything like that, but since I've been getting back into my gaming and stuff and collecting for the Amiga, I thought I'm going to go for a box collection of something, and amiibos have just started, so that's what I'm going to go for. So I've got 6 now, and I'm going to see how it goes. Hopefully, we plan maybe to get rid of this green screen behind us and put some shelves in there, so I'm going to keep my amiibos here and you can watch them grow, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's his birthday in March as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
don't
more
forget.
amiibos. I don't collect figures at all, but I've got a 6-year-old son, and he absolutely loves superheroes and everything about that kind of genre with the cartoons as well. So it's we've got a lot of action figures. In fact, we've probably got more or less every action figure that you can think of in the popular sense, and the Turtles and Legos and things like that. I haven't got an Aquaman, no. But we go to the car boot sales, and when you can pick figures up for like 50p, 10p, even sometimes you go, oh, he can have that one, love. Let him have that. I've got about 17 Batmans. but I don't mind. So yeah, I don't have a collection, but I have a hell of a lot of figures, and I enjoy playing with them.
Yeah.
So
I used to love the Turtles figures, and I think that were our era, weren't it?
Yeah,
Turtles,
Thundercats.
He-Man, Thundercats. Yeah, I've got a few Thundercats.
Fantastic. Well, we'll answer one more question from Matt Simpson, and he also says great video. So thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
He says, what's our favourite PS1 game? He has great memories from the PS1 era. He asked if we played Command and Conquer as well on the link cable, but we never have we?
Not on a link cable.
You've played it.
I used to play
I've
on
never
PC.
played it.
Oh.
But my favourite PS1 game, off the top of my head, because I might be something else, but Metal Gear Solid. I had such a great experience with Metal Gear Solid. I've never really played anything that.
Did you complete Metal Gear Solid?
I got right to the end.
Do you know what? I'm sure you watched me complete Metal Gear Solid. I remember you there when I did it.
At the boss right at the end, because I remember getting to the point where you're in a car running away.
That you were watching me do that.
No, I played
No,
got to that bit.
that's the end bit, Danny. That's the
bit I got to.
No, you.
I remember because I used to babysit for my nephew, and that's what I got to.
No, mate.
Anyway, my favourite game is Rage Racer. Just because it's the game I played probably the most on the PS1. My brother had one, and I used to go into his room and play on it. Completed it back to front, mirror match, got all the cars, upgraded all the cars, beasted it. Love that game.
A couple of games spring to mind for me. I've got the PlayStation with V-Rally and Parappa the Rapper.
Gotta believe.
I loved Parappa the Rapper. It must have been the right age for it and everything, but
Yeah.
I absolutely love that game. But my favourite game definitely is Abe's Odyssey. Abe's Odyssey? Abe's Odyssey. Abe World.
Yeah.
So,
Brilliant game.
yeah, it is brilliant. So I'd spend hours and hours on that game.
Right, well that's it. So we'll wrap it up. But please put your comments below about what you think about what we've spoken about. Video responses again would be fantastic. And
Questions.
Questions.
Any
next time.
questions?
So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been the 16-bit broadcast.
We have been the 16-bit Brothers.
And thanks for watching the show.
Goodbye.
16-bit broadcast.